So hopefully this sounds okay for everyone. I've turned the speakers down, my external speakers, so mainly just voice coming through the mic channel, but the desktop, hopefully that's not too loud. I'll find out soon enough. I don't usually talk on streams, but I thought I would talk on this one. Just finishing up work for this VE Commodore model. So I've got a customer who's building a die-cast VE Club Sport, and he needs some bits and pieces. So I've already 3D modeled and printed these front and rear bars. So these are modeled and printed just to be prepped. So obviously it's got the you can see the topology on it of the mesh, but when you're prepping something like this, usually you'd sand it back a bit and sort of fit it onto the car a bit better. Usually if I was modeling these bars completely from scratch, I would use quadrangular mesh, and it would make the whole model, it'd give it the ability to be smoothed, which you can only do with quads. But because this is a triangular mesh, three faced instead of four faced, I can't smooth it and it won't work. If I go to smooth this, it'll kind of work, but you can see it just doesn't finish up well at all. So with the square mesh, I'm able to make it more defined and just look better when I hit the smooth button. So these bars, we're gonna get a lot of work anyway to get primed, prepped, and painted. So I figured it wouldn't be that bad. And the customer Randall, he's already sanded these back and made them look really nice and smooth with paint on them, and it worked kind of well. So this bar, like with this finish, isn't that bad. It's because this bar, I got this car model pre-made, and because this car model's got triangular mesh, I extracted these bars from it and I just made them three-dimensional. So this is like a car mesh, the texture you put in a game to like play with in the game. So these same models you can texture and then put like a rig in it. The rig is what makes it all move and everything inside a virtual environment, like Unreal Engine, for example, which is a game creation software. Unreal Engine, you actually construct games using that software, and you put 3D models like this in the game, and then you have like pre-assigned textures that are placed on UVs that go on the model in Unreal. So these models are the exact same as those models, but the models I need to make to 3D print things, if they're individual bits like this, they need to be a complete model. So they need to have an inside face and an outside face, and it all needs to be conformed, all needs to be solid. There can't be any gaps in it like this. So for example, you'll see there's a gap in between the boot and the body of the car, right? So that can't be there. It won't print properly. If this whole car was complete still, it would be pretty close to being able to be printed. So maybe potentially VE Commodore Club Sport keyring tokens will be coming out in the future. I very much think that'll be a possibility, but this particular model won't be able to now because there's no front and rear bars on it, which is okay because I'm using these for a pre-made. So these are being modeled and printed for a die-cast version of this. So my customer, he's got a die-cast 118 die-cast VE Club Sport, and he needed a front and rear bar to make it like this one here. So this is an environment I've set up with photos. I've used just a flat mesh, and you apply a texture to it with the photo as the texture. And it allows you, if you get the proper view angles of the car, it allows you to set the world up where you can literally compare the car model with the real life version. I've done this numerous times. Works quite well when you're 3D modeling. It's like literally working with clay in front of the car. It's like the exact same thing, except virtually. So it's a pretty rewarding process and pretty satisfying to do and watch, as you've probably been seeing. But so yeah, we are finished. So old mate Randall, he got the bars, and then we realized that they needed a mesh, so I'm 3D modeling a mesh that just inserts into the exact same bar that he's got. Actually, I can show you photos of the bar. So it'd be just so yeah, right here. So yeah, you can see after sanding it back, it's came up pretty good. Because you can't really sand that inside bit, so that needs to be pretty spot on. It's close. It's not perfect in my opinion, but I mean, definitely gives the effect, the right effect anyway. So that's the difference there. Honestly, not too. You'd be able to sand that bit there, that little sharp edge. Once that's sanded, I think it'd be pretty close. There's just that sort of difference there. It's probably, I can't really see the angle, but just a bit longer on that inside face there and that bit. But apart from that, definitely gives the effect. That really makes it this second inner lip. It's a really intricate designed bar, to be honest. For it to be all one bar, it's quite impressive on Holden's behalf on the design side of things, because it is a very interesting design for a bar to have, but definitely not something which I minded modeling, because I modeled the rear bar model from scratch. So the car I got, and it came as I think an earlier model Club Sport, or maybe this red one here might be a special edition. But the earlier model Club Sport has a different body kit. It's got the same front bar, but the rear bar is completely different. And so the only thing that's different, the front bar, basically the exact same. I gave it, so the front bar that came on this wasn't that detailed, so I added a fair bit of detail with the, because it was just straight, flat, into the fog lights from the bar. So I added that definition around it, and also made the fog lights more defined. And apart from that, I think it's pretty close. With these models here, I had to make the inside face completely. So I modeled all this by extruding the outside face and doing a bit of work to it. So extruding it inwards, then separating it, and then flipping the mesh. Actually no, I didn't extrude it, but that could very well be a way that I do it in the future. I probably will do that next time. Wow, I've just had like a whole fucking... That might work, because at the moment what I do, I highlight this bar, then I duplicate it so it makes an exact copy, and then I pull it in, and then I make it a bit smaller, and then I just fill in the faces in between them. But I've done this like several times, I've done it like at least like 5 times, 6 times with these bars, like on different vehicles. But now I'm just thinking, I could probably just extrude it in on itself, and we'll do the exact same thing. It'll be the exact same. Or extrude it out. Or extrude it out. Or in. I don't know. Because if I was to get something else and try it, because I'm actually not sure what it would do. If when you extrude something inwards on itself, if it like keeps the opposite face, or if it retains the outside face by flipping faces. It would literally have to flip face. Alright, here's an example. So here's an example. So just imagine this as a bar, right? Front bar, but just the same sort of, you know, incomplete model, we'll call it, because that's an open face. If we were to grab it, literally, and we'll make it a bit easier for it to process, because it's like a bar. We'll just like make it look more like a bar, you know, front bar. Just like that. That'll work. Alright, so just imagine that's the front bar for your car, right? Let's try and extrude it in on itself and see what happens. Sorry. So what I would do, I would highlight the whole thing and extrude it in. Get fucked. Really? It just does it. And then what? You just conform it. No shit. So I can literally do that from now on. And it makes a model. Wow. That's so much easier. Alright. That's going to save a lot of time. Because a lot of time for me goes into literally filling in each face here. Because I go all around the outside and I fill in each one. But now I can literally just get the bar, highlight it, and extrude it in on itself. Like that. And does the same freaking thing. I can't believe I haven't thought of that yet. Hectic. Alright. That's awesome. Anyway, where were we? Fucking doing shit. So, today, what I'm going to do, I need 3 more things for this build for Randall. So, I need this front lip. I need to separate that from the bonnet. So this front little bonnet lip here. So just need to go around and separate it and get it to spec. Hang on, sorry, Mum's calling me. So, and just a heads up, I might actually end the stream in about 15 minutes. So about 30 minutes, otherwise I think Facebook gets annoyed if I stream for too long, and I'll start a new stream. So all I need to do is make a bonnet scoop, separate this, and also make a rear lip, which looks like should be pretty easy to do, maybe with this one even. I wonder if this quadrangulates. Nah, doesn't like it. Alright. Let's start with a scoop. So, scoop in question is this one. So there's already this on the bonnet we have, so these side bits, but the scoop is like in the center again, and it's literally like the same looking thing. I've done the same thing on a BA Falcon model actually before. Same looking thing, except these would be extruded in, and I'd probably just make that really close to the top extrusion, maybe bring it in a bit, and then this one I'll bring down. And that's all it is. Easy as. So, looks like it'll be this one, but we'll bring him in a bit, I think. And it starts literally where that lip is. So, or we can hide this Holden badge. So, from here, all the way up, all the way across, like that. And just extrude up. Looks to be basically like that. Now, I wish I had more, because there's no scoop on it there, but there's obviously one on there now. Or he wants one like that, with the scoop. So, I think maybe we try and find the scoop so we can get a better angle of it. So it's like this, but I think this one looks molded, like into the bonnet. So maybe some bonnets come out factory, like this one. So this must be like an aftermarket bonnet you can get for him. And it's just like that, I'd imagine. If you like it, that's a good angle. Alright, so it's a bit like higher in the middle. It sort of like comes up a bit in the middle. And maybe not as aggressive with the angle. Bit less an angle and bring it up in the middle, I reckon. Or even like bring the back down, but I'm gonna bring the middle up a little bit first. Like this. It's almost like pronounced. And then bring the back down. like that. It's pretty much like that, I reckon. Maybe humps in like a slightly different spot. It's like a bit further forward. So sort of drops this a bit. And raises this one up with this one higher. Well. Pretty much like that. We'll do this a little bit just so it's like more even. Alright, that's good. Not perfect, but the front almost like merges into nothing though. So it's gonna be hard to model like that. But I swear they're not all the same. Maybe some are, or maybe the uniform look is they actually get the bolt-on thing, but it's wrapped over it. Maybe that's what it is. It's to just wrap over the part, which is actually fucking smart idea because I have a Forester GT which has got fender flares on it in real life, and I'm thinking about painting it, but if I wrap it, I've got to wrap everything like fender flares as well, and it will just make it all look fucking hectic. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll, because flares almost look better when they're not wrapped, but I've got spoilers that I can wrap. I'm keen, because it's a fucking just a bolt-on thing. Shit, thing like Aussie cars is you never get good photos of them. It's always just some fucking some guy with his like ancient phone. And it's just like, bruv, get like a photo shoot happening. It's a sick car. There's no photo shoot photos of like anything Australian when you try and find it. It's all just like Facebook. Fucking Graham selling his fucking tax refund, yeah. What he purchased with his tax, and now it's just like taking up space, and the wife wants it gone. So, alright, mate. So I reckon the design, because it's literally going to be this as the 3D model, but they're all different as well. There's no, because that one goes way further forward than this one, so this one though is a part of the bonnet and it does go all the way forward. So I'll just do this one like this. It's just gonna annoy me if I get it wrong, so I'm just gonna I'll get the angle, all the bulge bit right. It's very much like that. It's a weird one, weird like angle, It's like this, you think up here would be the highest bit, but it's like, nah, it like meets it here, and this is the highest bit. So it must be like where the center of the intake is for LS3 or something. Or actually no, the supercharged LS3, so it'd be like where the supercharger is. Right here. Oh, I think that's good. Try and get the so actually I'll do it so this is the same height as this down here. So when I do cut it out, it'll match up to the bonnet that Randall's got. And I'll actually multi-cut it now too. Which is easy because it's all triangular anyway. Oh, didn't do it even. All good. The only uneven thing we've done, but we'll go back. Turn symmetry on now. Hectic. Alright, now we'll extrude inwards to create the vents. So back here, so about almost like halfway up, maybe a little bit closer to the front. It's starting here, so it will go like we'll go these bits are at halfway. So, and they're inside, so we're gonna have to move it around a bit anyway, which is fine, but I think we will multi-cut it. Which will lead us here. Do the same here. Looks like it'll work, and looks like it's in the right spot. So now we'll get I might do it across as well where the center is. So about maybe actually if we get each one, yeah, we'll do that. We'll extrude them in first and then extrude them in. But I think before anything we should get it roughly like triangular like that. Not triangular, but at an angle. So we're going to have to figure out how to do that whilst not mucking up the look of the bonnet, which we'll be probably doing this way. Just working with triangular mesh is just a mission sometimes. Because Mayo's just so used to doing stuff with quad mesh that it just can't handle triangular sometimes. Because quads are so much easier to work with. Period. That's how we're going to do it. Like that. Oh, I need like a direct on so I can get a perfect angle. Like a bird's eye. But that'd be... because this is so sketchy getting a look at this. Getting a bird's eye of it's going to be impossible. So I'm going to have to like guess the angle. Just from photos like this. Shouldn't be too hard, but it's not ideal. Alright, I think that'll be good. Thing is, right, I almost don't need these ones if I'm gonna actually do it this way. So I'm just gonna delete those. Just make it like that. Then just extrude them inwards. But first, bring it down again. So we got that angle right. Positioning. So maybe like alright. I feel like there's a bit more of an angle, but I had a bit more of an angle. Man, I fucking OCD gets old sometimes. Alright. Hectic. Okay, now extrude them in. So maybe almost like these and these, but we'll just do these. But we will bring them down a bit to widen them and also bring this hump up a little bit at the front. So like that. Okay, now that's good. Now to do bring these ones back a little bit. Same. Bruh! I can't answer, I'm streaming. Text me if you see this, Bren. I will reply. But just can't talk ATM, brother. Alright, we'll extrude them in. We'll have to do them one by one, which is fine to do. Alright. So I reckon that would have worked pretty well. Now we can turn symmetry back on. Extrude this in. Rotate. Like this. Don't know why it's like that. Should be the other way if you're going to be like efficient with like airflow and stuff, but Holden probably has their reasons, I would imagine. Alright, that's one kind of done. Now we'll do these other ones.